All right, what up, YouTube? Mr. XE here, bringing you the second part of my second episode of these videos I'm doing called a K-pop catch-up session. So the first part of this, which if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I covered um, Iris's debut, Ujasonia's last sequence, High Key's run, and then Vivi's Love Aid. So yeah, I'll link it in a card above for you to go and check out if you haven't seen it already. In this part, so originally I said in the first one that was gonna be mostly 3 videos, maybe 4. So in this one, it's gonna be 4 videos. I added a video. It's gonna be KARD's Ring the Alarm, Promise Nine's Stay This Way, aespa's Girls, and Ton's Louder. Um, so, yeah, without further ado, I don't want to make my intro too long on this one because I already did a brief intro in the first one. Well, I already did a decent length intro in the first part of this. So, this second one's just hopefully going to be a bit shorter because I'll be able to breeze through it a bit more. I'm still going to take time at the end of each watch of these videos to actually break down my thoughts and share my opinions on them. So with that being said, I will pull up the videos and we will get into it. So yeah, bear with, just hold on. All right, so as you can see, I've got them up on the screen. We're going to start off with KARD's Ring the Alarm, then Promise, then aespa, then Ton. So there's no particular order for this. I just went with what I wanted to for the order. But yeah, so starting with KARD. Now, KARD is a group that I've known and I've been following quite closely for a while now. Co-ed group, very, 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 very uncommon in K-pop, and that's because usually they don't really work out as well as people hope they do. But KARD seems to be doing all right. They do have time between each of their comebacks, but hey, you know what? It works. So yeah, I do know the group. I've known them for a while. I've followed them for a while. I enjoy almost all of the songs they've released. There is some of the songs that they've released that haven't really vibed with me that well. But for the most part, they release some damn good music. And I mean, with the 4 of them, you've got BM, JSEF, Somin, and Jiwoo. They just work so well together as a team, and it's nice to see. So that's why I'm like really excited to see what Ring the Alarm is like. So far, it seems to be doing pretty good in terms of view count. Now I'm obviously not recording these on the days that they are released because that's the whole point of the catch-up session. I know some of these are quite old. Like this one's almost a month old at this point, but you know what? It's just when I could get to it, I could get to it, and this is when it worked out. And I knew I was going to be putting it probably in a catch-up session video, which is why it took so long to get to it. Um, but yeah, so with that being said, let's go full stream. Let's see what KARD brought us with Ring the Alarm. Starting off with a fish. Oh, Soman looks so good. I'm gonna actually turn that down a bit. It's a little loud. Oh, also before we get too much into it, BM doing BM things. Um, I finally have better internet. I've got ad block on, so I won't be interrupted by any ads, and I've got better internet, which means I can finally actually record music videos that I'm watching. Like I can watch them in 4K now with my 4K monitor, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. Just wanted to say that. So we're actually gonna go back when it started. Also, this whole cotton candy hair thing on Jiwoo, I'm digging it. Also, a wicked truck.
Put you in the mood, bottle with the juice, good it, but it poppy, shake it with a groove, got the revenue, blow it all on me and you.
Oh, it's so very KARD sounding already. Oh, Jiwoo, wow. Somin too.
What you want, what you need, I'll deliver. Don't put up that fire, keep it lit up. 뭐라대 색다르네 고산 편한 거치 그림체 무의식 떠자드는 shit 퍼가는 시간도 through the night shit 가혹적인 your body on 네 아처는 애미고 투박하고 세련된 밤 mood 내비란 호흡 따라서 vamos.
I think that's one of Jade's best verses.
What you want, what you need, I'll deliver.
So very KARD. Oh, Jiwoo sounds so good there. Still sound good. Power shot right there. Holy shit. All their outfits too are so good. Yeah. I mean, it's KARD, man. It's just KARD is so good. Like their music, they've always put out quality music, bro. They always have. And I think hasn't like BM started to get way more into like even more into their production lately? So I know he's kind of always had some say in it, I think. I think they've all kind of had a little bit in it, but I think lately with their most recent comebacks and everything, BM's been really into it a lot more than usual. But hey, overall, music video, I mean, it's DSP Media. They have some money behind them, and they focus their money on KARD, which is arguably one of their more successful groups they've had. And yeah, man, that song just as soon as it started, it just sounded like KARD. And it was so good. I mean, Jiwoo and some in her lines sounded incredible. Somin as well. I do think that verse from J-Sef is one of his best verses he's ever had. And I mean, BM just, like I said, doing BM things, big titty comedian, all that shit. um, But no, that was a good song. That was a really good song. And I knew it was going to be. I just knew it. I mean, they've always put out quality. Now, I can't say it's my favorite title track of theirs, but I'd probably put that uh, I think I would rate that at probably top four, top three, fourth or third, I think, for me personally, in my ranking of their songs. Um, no, that's just KARD, man. And like I said, so far they're doing pretty good. It's been out a month. They got 30 million views on it. I still think they're underrated, but also I understand it because the whole co-ed group thing in Korea is very uncommon. They're definitely more popular, I think, internationally than within Korea. I might be wrong on that, but I think so. Um, but yeah, no, that was a good song. Really, really good, and it was definitely KARD, without a doubt. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave that one here, and we will get into the next one, which is Promise Nine's "Stay This Way." All right, so also can I just say it's so nice that I can actually record these music videos that I'm watching. Like I can watch them in 4K now. It's fantastic. All right, Promise Nine. Promise Nine. Okay. They're a group I've always had my eye on. Since Love Bomb. Was that their debut? I think so. But I've always had my eye on Promise Nine since then. I've been watching them, paying close attention to all of their releases up till now. Um, Definitely have drastically changed their style and their sound they go for since Love Bomb, obviously. Um, Especially with their latest releases. Oh, this that view count is not that good. It needs to be higher. Oh, it's because it's the performance video. Why am I on the performance video? Hold on. Hold. We're going to the actual MV. Right. It's under the Hive official because they are now part of Pledis. This is their second comeback under Pledis, I'm pretty sure. Um, yes, this is their second comeback under Pledis. Because they were Stone Music until the last comeback, and then this one, right? Anyways, Promise Nine. Um, they're a group I've always been paying attention to. I've always watched all of their music videos they've released up to now. In terms of bias, I don't think I have a solid bias in this group. Just because I haven't really dove into them that well or that deep. They are a group that I do plan to dive into deeper eventually because I do want to actually get to know each of them better. But I'd say bias line or bias contenders, I should say, until like before I get into like their variety content and everything. I would say is Giri and Hyung. Hyun because vocals. Um, and Guri just because I know of her from like idol school and then knowing her, following her with her journey through Produce 48. Um, but yeah, so with that being said, let's go full screen and let's see what Promise 9 has to offer us with Stay This Way. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I should point out I do not know all of their names yet. I think I'm getting there, but I'm probably not going to mention anyone except for the two that I know for sure. Just until I actually get to know them a bit better. I mean, Yuri sounds really good. Hyun. Like I said, the only two I know really is Yuri and Hyun. Yeah, they always deliver their vocals though. As they should. They're very vocally talented. I love this hair color on any idol. I just love that hair color. I mean, it's a group of visuals. Like, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, like, I think the sound that they started to discover for themselves, with their, I say their most recent 4 or 5 comebacks they've had, the sound that they've slowly started to discover for themselves, I think they finally fully discovered their sound and they're kind of sticking to that sound, which I'm really happy they are because this sound suits them really well. And I'm not gonna lie, at first when I first heard they were moved to Pledis from Stone, I was worried because we all know Pledis doesn't have a great track record with pretty much any of their groups. Literally any of them. Freaking Newest, they're officially disbanding now. Freaking Priston, don't even get me started on that whole fiasco. Then to Priston V, again, don't get me started on that. That was just a bunch of bullshit. After school, even, like, historically, Pledis doesn't have a great track record with management and groups being very successful. Or should I say, long-term successful. So when I first heard that they were moved to Pledis, I was worried because I know Pledis' history with all of their groups. Um, but also the other side of me was thinking, well, technically Pledis is owned by Hive now. So I think there might be a bit of an upside to Pledis' reputation. Probably not, but we'll have to see. But so far, they seem to be doing all right by Fromis. For now, music videos have good budget. They're not forcing too much or anything really. Um, they're keeping the sound that they know the girls are comfortable and good with. So maybe we're seeing a bit of an upside on Pledis's management issues and history. But again, this is only their second comeback under Pledis, and we can only wait for the future to tell us exactly what's going to go down. I hope shit doesn't go south because Fromis 9 is a really good group, very talented. They're very skilled and talented. All the members are. Um, but they're also decently popular, but again, very underrated. So there is worries, but also light worries. They're not like insane worries that I have. Um, but yeah, that just honestly, it's Fromis 9 and they sound great. They all looked great, and I think they do. If they keep this sound, they're gonna see a very good rise in popularity, and hopefully come out of that underrated level a little bit. But no, that was a good song, and that's probably gonna be another one that gets added to my playlist. I mean, so far, KARD, Fromis 9. I mean, we're 2 for 4 so far in this part. And to be quite frank with you, this part, like these songs in part 2 of this episode of my K-pop catch-up session, these songs are grabbing me a little bit better and a little bit more than the first part. And I'll be honest, I'm straight up honest with you guys. Like I'm not, I don't, like there's no point in me reacting and just trying to put on a facade and trying to fake anything. I'll be straight up. So far we're 2 for 4, and these two have grabbed me more than the first part of this episode of catch up. So I'm liking this so far. I'm liking this. But yeah, so with that being said, I'm gonna leave Fromis 9 Stay This Way here. Great song going on the playlist. And we will get into the next one, aespa Girls, which actually came back out a day before Fromis 9's did. Now aespa is a group that SM is being very experimental with their sound, but I mean it's SM. SM does like to do the experimental. They do it fairly well. Um, the thing is I think aespa's songs are just so weird and out there that they have me um mysteriously intrigued, I guess you could say. Um, they intrigue me, but I don't know the reason why because their songs are so weird. But it's just SM experimental type shit. Now their last release, which was Savage, again, man, I think SM is just putting all of their like full experimental fingers onto this group because it's their newest group, but it's working. I mean, it came out like almost 10 days ago and it's still number 14 on trending for music in general. So, I mean, they're doing something right. And it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds long. So, is it going to be lore and story in this, or is it just going to be actually a 4 minute and 30-second song for once? Interesting. Um, aespa. aespa is a group that I pretty much stand the whole group. My wallet cries. I collect all 4 members for photo cards. My biases are Winter and Ning Ning. Winter being my bias record, Ning Ning being my main bias. I collect all four, but Winter is honestly one of the hardest K-pop group members I've ever had in the history of my collecting. She's one of the hardest ones to collect and one of the most expensive. I've already ranted multiple times about member pricing and I freaking hate it and it's stupid, but it's not going to change because that's the way we are going with photo card collecting and it's bullshit. But Winter is one of the hardest K-pop group members in general that I've ever had to try to collect. The other three, I don't have any issues with really at all. It's just Winter, man. Like, she's the one that just everybody loves, and she's so hard to collect and find. And when you find her, she's expensive. But no, I collect all four. Karina, Giselle, Winter, Ning Ning. I collect all four of them. I mean, we know dance wise, these girls have it. We also know, like, vocally, Winter and Ning Ning are vocal powerhouses. They're vocal beasts. They're incredible vocalists. And I mean, if you're in an SM group and you're not a good vocalist, that just doesn't quite add up. Like, I'll be straight. But yeah. So with that being said, let's see what girls has. Now, I should preface that in pretty much all these videos so far in this catch-up session that we've done, including this one, I've watched no teasers. I've seen a couple images here and there, but I've pretty much going in pretty much blind. So, which is the way I like doing it in most cases, and the way I like to keep doing. I'm probably going to keep doing it in most cases because I like that initial shock, the element of surprise that it gives you. But yeah. So we got full screen. Let's see what aespa has for us with girls. Yeah, this like deep purple hair on Karina is wild. I mean, visually they're stunning, all of them. Oh, there was a callback to Black Mamba there. I heard it. Vanya. Speaking of Black Mamba, there she is. What's the switch up gonna be? You better strut, Ning Ning. Those of you who know me and know my channel, you know why I'm smiling right now. That was Mavis, right? And Mavis, one of the two. vocals. Oh, we went dubstep. We went dubstep. We're still going dubstep. Main vocal. There it is. We're gonna have story here. Yep. Did they defeat Black Mamba finally, or is this something like, oh, I'll be back kind of thing? I feel like it's something like, oh, I'll be back kind of thing. I just have that feeling. Okay, so typical aespa throughout their song and their lyrics are going to throw in references to their old title tracks. They're going to throw in references to Kwangya, their Eyes, Mavis. Basically their lore and their story. But what really actually surprised me the absolute most about this song is it is nowhere near as experimental and as weird as I was honestly expecting it to be, with Black Mamba to freaking Next Level to Savage as their main title tracks to this. Ooh, SM, what are you doing? SM's not being experimental with this one. It's really not. I mean, you have the dubstep part of it, but it's not weird in any way or experimental like in the previous songs. It actually kind of flows in with the song a bit smoother. Like, I think that's what surprised me the most was how not weird the song was, if you know what I mean. But like I said in the reaction while I was watching the videos, like those of you who have been to my channel and have known me for a little bit and have watched my videos, you know the reason why I was smiling when I was listening to that instrumental. It's got some heavy rock influences in the instrumental in this. Rock metal kind of sounds, man, and I'll say it like those of you that know, you know, but those of you that don't know that are here for the first time checking out a reaction to aespa, I grew up with rock, with metal, all that kind of music, all the subgenres of metal, all the subgenres of rock, pop, punk, all the alternative, all that shit. I have a playlist just strictly all that levels of metal and all that kind of thing. But like the main instrumental of this song had so much rock influence into it, and I'm loving that. Like I am loving the releases of 2022 having rock influence and like noticeable rock and metal influence on their songs. I dig that. I love that. And I think that's why the dubstep worked so smoothly into this song when they went into it. Like, yeah, it kind of surprised you a little bit and caught you a little bit off guard. But I think dubstep, like heavy electronica and like heavy guitars, like rock sound, metal sound, just works. It's one of those weird sounds that when you combine them together just works and works amazingly. Shit. Yeah, that's probably my favorite aespa title track up to now. And I'm open-minded when it comes to my music. I dig the experimental levels of some of this. But that is definitely my favorite aespa title track because of that. I dig that. That was so sick. I mean, vocals, like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, vocals, we know. Like, we know their level of vocal ability in this group. We know that. But I will say, though, I think this song is like the hardest I've heard Giselle pop off in a rap. Or I should say one of, because I know in some in their B sides, one or two of them, and like other separate releases that aren't main title tracks, Giselle's popped off a little bit with her rap, but I think in this song, this is the hardest that she's ever gone off on a rap. That was sick. That's going on the playlist with the whole mini album. Um, and I'm definitely ordering the albums. Like with aespa, that's the thing. With aespa, like I follow them and I stand them, but if I don't super get intrigued or grabbed by the title track, I listen to the B sides, and if the B sides grab me, then I get their album, which is the way I did it with the Savage album, which you can see. Well, you can't see because it's behind the screen, but it's right there, man. I've got the POS, the Sync Dive, and the Hallucination Quest. I've got their three versions of their album right there of their first mini album for Savage, because the B sides grabbed me more than Savage did. But this one, this is the title track has already grabbed me, so I'm really excited to listen to the B sides. So that's gonna be sick. But I am gonna be ordering the album, and then obviously OT4 collection, baby. Let's go. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave aespa's there. There's not much I can say. Like I said, vocal, we know they have it. That rap though, hardest rap I've ever heard Giselle go off in. Sounded sick. The overall song was not experimental like I thought it was gonna be, but it still sounded awesome. But yeah, so with that being said, I will get on to the fourth and final video of part 2 of episode 2 of my catch-up session I'm doing this time around, which is Tons Louder. Yeah, actually, before I get into this, give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Had to grab another iced tea. All right, so Ton is back with Louder. I believe it is. Is it a mini? So I remember their debut, which was 4 months ago, right? Yeah, it was only 4 months ago. Um, do. And it started off very different from anything I've ever heard from a boy group up until that point with the acapella vocals. We know this group's got it. Um, Dance wise, they got it. Rap wise, they got it. But I'm curious to see if they're going to keep this kind of coffee shop kind of acapella quartet kind of sound thing that they're doing. Um, in their in like all of their songs. So this will be a good test to tell me if they're doing it with Louder, which is their first comeback. Yeah. So they are a newly, like literally 4-month-old debuted boy group, but members of this group were previously part of other groups, and they've now left those groups, or those groups have disbanded and have joined and have been formed into the group of TON, which stands for To All Nations, I'm pretty sure. I think, if I remember correctly. But they really got my attention with their debut because of how different it sounded. So I'm really hoping that they don't fall into the trap that some of these boy groups have been doing, where they've fallen in and made music that literally sounds the same as other groups. Like most boy groups, in my opinion, right now sound the same. Which you guys, again, you returning viewers or you viewers for for the first time, the returning viewers know how picky I am when it comes to boy groups. And it's just because they have to give me something unique, different, and intriguing for me to like them. So I'm very curious to see what Ton has with their first comeback Louder. It is almost a 6-minute song, people. 6 minutes. Like you get that length in a song from like a European metal band. power metal, symphonic metal, even symphonic rock. like that kind of shit is where you see your 6 minute plus songs. You don't see that in pop, let alone K-pop. So this is either going to be almost 6 minutes of solid song that's going to fly by very quick that doesn't feel like 6 minutes, or there's going to be a lot of story in this, which either way, I'm kind of intrigued. So without further ado, I made sure I'm in 4K. Full screen. All right, Tom, what do you got? Please don't fall into the trap. That's all I beg of with this. That's all. Okay, let's go. Makeup on point. Oh, shit. Why I feel like there's going to be a message. Is there captions? Oh, there is captions. Seeing just the trash floating in space, I feel like there's going to be a message. So, turn the captions on and see what's going on. I'm already intrigued by the sound. Is that just the intro or is it the song?
감춰진 지진 나지 끝없이 가로막혀 버린 길로 심장에 맞춰 올라가는 tempo I'm focused on it all 흐릿해서 비춰버린 거리에서 blackout Left to right Here we go Side to side Come on come on come on come on right now 달빛이 멈춘 순간 더 크게 소리 질러 Hold up slow up 세상을 향해서 Ready or not Here we go Tell me baby if you feel it 어두워진 세계로 Better better happen Louder What you feel from us is What you feel from us is louder Take it back Bring it back and know you're feeling like a winner 도로 위 날카로운 빛이 밤을 길어 Quick pick for the day night
Magnet body his raps.
느낌 막힘 우리만대로 손가락 세 개로 play Left to right Here we go Side to side Come on come on come on come on right now 달빛이 닿는 순간 어둠에 가려진 home 분위기를 터뜨려 rock 세상을 향해서 Ready or not here we go Tell me baby if you feel it 어두워진 세계로 Better better louder What you feel from us is What you feel from us is Victory born Never alone 뒤집혀
The vocal.
경계선 위로 운명이 걸린 지서 위를 던져
Yep.
한번 더 We want it all So better better than the world Wake up
Okay. So is this like Kirks vs. Skins type shit going down there? Like,
Switch Yeah
No way that was 6 minutes. Oh, okay. Hold on. Who was the producer? Rohyun Tae. Okay. Okay, so there is more after the credits. Okay. Um, I'll talk more about it at the end. Man, how many times did he hit his head on that shit? Ollie Pop, Gregory Curtis 2, Gavin Jones. Okay. So some of the members had their say on the lyrics. Interesting. Okay. Um. So they fell into the trap. Um. I mean, music production wise, that song was very different. It had some weird, interesting sounds in it. Definitely different from what we hear usually, but for the most part of it, that song, they fell into the trap, which was the generic boy group sound. Um, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, the music video message, I could get behind it. I'm fine with that. The lyrics don't really fit the message I think they're trying to show in the music video. Personally, um, all in all, I'm gonna keep my interest on these boys. The song was good. Like don't know, like don't get me wrong. The song was good. The song was fine. It's just they fell into the trap of producing a song that sounds very overall generic in the boy group scene right now in K-pop. Now, like I said, obviously I know there was parts in the music production aspect of it that were very different and very unique. And I get that, I understand that. But overall, the general sound and vibe of the music video is very, very generic boy group 20s K-pop right now. And you guys know I'm not a fan of that. I like these guys. Their debut was fantastic because it was so different with their sound and everything about it. I mean, obviously the company they're under is putting money behind them because their debut music video was very stunning, had budget. This music video, same thing, very stunning, had budget for sure. It's just I'm sad and I'm upset that they went the route I hope they didn't go, especially considering how much I love Do and how because of how different it was. Um, I mean, like I said, the song is good, but it's that generic sound that I don't vibe with. Like I said, the context of the video, no plastic, save planet, save the earth kind of thing, I like it, but the lyrics. at least my understanding, I understand there might have been some lines in there that if you read between the lines reference saving Earth, saving the planet and everything. But the lyrics don't match the message of the video, if I'm being honest. Um I'll definitely have to take a couple more listens for me to decide if it goes on my playlist or not. Um but all in all, I'd have to say that I think that one is a miss for me. But I'm still gonna keep my eye on these boys, and I look forward to their next release. Um, I just hope they don't follow this generic sound again in their next release. But yeah, so I'll end Tan's reaction here. This video actually turned out to be, I think, longer than the first one, the first part. But I guess it kind of makes sense because I had a lot more to say about the songs in this because they grab me a lot more than most of the songs in the first part of this. So I guess why it kind of made this one longer. But no, all in all, part two of episode 2, I enjoyed way more than part 1. All of the songs. I enjoyed all of the songs way more than part 1. Um, but yeah. So yeah, with that being said, I will end this one here because I don't want to actually make this too long. Um, as usual, there will be stamps in the description below of each of the songs individually that I reacted to. For if you're only here for that one type of reaction, that one music video, then you can click that link, watch that, then click off. This is how I'm doing it. There's also links to what the music videos we watched in the description below. I always try to put links of what I watched in the description because I know some of these groups that I'll react to are very tricky for people to find just from like searching in the YouTube search bar. So I always try to provide a link when I can, just to make it easier for navigation. Um, but yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you don't, totally fine. Don't get I get it. It's all good. You don't have to. But I'm gonna end this one here. Yeah, like I said, there is a part 1 to this. So if you haven't seen that, go see it and then come back for this one. Or if you only want to watch this one, totally cool. I get it. Um, I do have plans for videos coming up. There is a bunch of songs of groups that are my main bias groups and main stand groups that you guys know I try to react to those in individual videos, and then I'll have like lesser biased groups in these catch up videos. Or even I take suggestions and comments below for reactions that I haven't reacted to. I'll take those into consideration and maybe make catch up sessions or deep dive or like dive in sessions of videos for those songs that are suggested. But yeah, so if you have anything else you want me to react to, put it in the comments. Yeah, so with that being said, I will leave this one here. We'll see you guys in the next one, which there is a batch recorded individual music video reactions coming soon. 2 of which are going to consist of Chunga and what's the other one so far? Hold on, I gotta double check. I also know Yena's having an August comeback, so obviously I'll be paying attention to that. Yeah, so Chungha, right? A Pink Chobong, which is Chorong and Bomi subunit. Their release will be an individual video because I fucking love A Pink. They're one of the groups that actually got me into K-pop when I first got into K-pop, second gen level. I have their albums up on the very top shelf so you can't see in my camera. And then Billy and Hayel have a release too. So there is a few that are coming up that are going to be what I call the bulk recorded but individual music video reactions because the groups and artists in those songs I tend to follow more closely than the groups and artists that are in these catch up sessions. So I usually go through them twice because I want to try to find the meaning and I like to enjoy the songs a little bit more with from them. But yeah, so that being said, I will leave this one here. I know I've probably said that about 5 times, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.